To create a report, go to the Reports tab in Salesforce and then click on New Reports. The first step will be to choose the report type. Report type determines what objects and fields will be available for you to work with in your report. So let's create a report on opportunities. Now, as of now, it doesn't show us any data, and there's some suggestion given here: set the close date filter to all time or edit other filters so that you can see some sample data in the report. So let's understand the various elements on this report creation screen. What you see here is the outline of the report. It allows you to select the columns that will appear in your report. So these are the default columns that are already shown in the report. You can see the columns are already appearing in the report here, even though there is no data because of the filter issue. You can remove any columns that you don't need, or you can add more columns to it. You can add more fields to appear as column. If you click on the search box, it will show you the various fields from the opportunity object and some other objects. Let's get a better view of these fields. So if you click on the fields tab here, it will show you all the objects and fields that are now available for you to work with in this report type. So what we have is we have opportunity information, which is all the fields from the opportunity object. Let's collapse that. You have opportunity owner information. Since the opportunity object has a lookup relationship to account, it also brings in the fields from the account object that you can include in the report. So you can include account name. You'll see account name is already a default column included in this report. So you can select other fields from account itself. Like for example, we can bring in industry as an additional field in this report. Then you have the account address fields, account phone and fax. You can also see the primary contact for this opportunity. So you can bring in the contact related fields into the report. Here the contact address fields. And then at the very end of the field list, you can see the custom fields that have been created for the opportunity. And you can see the custom fields that have been created on the account object. So these custom fields are also available for us to include in our opportunity report. So now that we have selected the fields that we want to display, let's look at the filters tab here. So for this report type, there are some default filters that are already available. You cannot delete these filters, but you can always set the filter to all, so the filter will not restrict any records from showing up. Now here, let's understand the filters a little bit in detail. So it shows me all opportunities. If I click on this filter, I can select whether the report should show me only my opportunities. If I save the report with my opportunities filter, any user who runs this report will only see his or her own opportunities. If we select my team's opportunities, the user who is running the report will see his entire team's opportunities in this report. We leave the filter as all opportunities. The next filter is on close date, and the range is shown as current fiscal quarter. So there may not be any opportunities in this date range, and hence no data showed up in the sample preview. So let's change that to all time. And also instead of close date, let's use created date, because all opportunities may not be closed. And if we want to look at all opportunities that have been created, we would select created date with a range of all time. Apply that. Then you can filter on opportunity status, whether you want to see open, closed, or only closed won opportunities. And on the probability, the default filter is shown as probability all. You can choose to select opportunities which have more than 90% or more than 80%, etc. closure. If you select, let's say, more than 50%, it means you are choosing to see all opportunities which have more than 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%, because more than 50 will cover all of these ranges as well, but it won't show you the opportunities which have less than 50% probability. So let's keep that as probability all. You can also add filters. So for example, if you want to view opportunities of a particular type, let's say we want to see opportunities for new customer, you can add a new filter. We'll not add this filter for now. We can't delete the standard filters, but the filter that we have added, we are able to remove it. Okay, so with that, after having set the filters to show all records and selected all the fields that we want, let's refresh the report. and now it starts showing the data. A few sample records are shown, so we can adjust what we want to see in the report. If we want to, let's say, move some fields around, we can do that. Instead of refreshing this every time, you can choose to update the preview automatically. So if we click this on, any changes that we do from now on will refresh the report automatically. You can edit the name of the report here, opportunities tabular report, or you can choose save or save and run, and this will allow you to change the name of the report. You can add a report description, and then you can select where you want this report to reside. If you choose private reports, this report will be visible only to you. So let's go to select folders. You can choose to store this report in public reports, which means any user will be able to see and run this report. In private report, it will be visible only to us. Let's look at all folders. So any custom folders that we have added will also be listed here in all folders, and you can choose to store it in a particular folder, in which case the users who have access to this folder will be able to see and run the report. In a later video, we'll see how report folders can be created and shared with other users. So as of now, let's store this in public report folder, select folder and save. So this is saving and running the report. The report has been run and a tabular report is now visible to us. A tabular report is a simple listing of all the records in that object based on the filter criteria and based on the columns that we have selected. It shows there are 31 records in the opportunity object currently. There are no subtotals or any kind of grouping in this. That is how it is defined as a tabular report. Now, if we click on the down arrow next to edit, we can see we can edit this same report in Salesforce Classic. You can save it as a different name, or you can save the report. Subscribe. You can subscribe, which means the report will be run and sent to you at a particular frequency. And you can select the recipients, whether the report should be sent to me or to additional people in the organization. You can set up conditions on the report. You'll be notified only when the conditions are met, and that's an optional feature. You can export the report. If you export, you have a choice to export it as a formatted report, which means it will show you the title, the total records, and then the report details. Or you can choose to export only the details. Then you have an option to get a CSV, and this is useful for getting an extract of the data, modifying it, and using the same data to import it back into Salesforce with the modified data to update the records in that object. You can also add this report to a dashboard. As of now, we have not created a dashboard, so we will not go into that option right now. But you could select an existing dashboard or add to a new dashboard. So that concludes tabular report. Next, we'll see how to create summary reports.